Good morning and welcome to morning meditation. Proverbs chapter 27. Boast not thyself of tomorrow, for thou knowest not what a day may bring forth. Let another man praise thee, not thine own mouth, a stranger, not thine own lips. A stone is heavy and sand is weighty, but a fool's wrath is heavier than them both. Wrath is cruel and anger is outrageous, but who is able to stand before envy? Open rebuke is better than secret love. Faithful are the wounds of the friend, but the kisses of an enemy are deceitful. Right there in those couple of verses, it really covers a lot of good ground. It's saying, don't make plans for tomorrow because you got to trust the Lord for each day. God gives you grace and strength for each day. And many times people will borrow troubles for tomorrow, or they'll make plans far ahead. In fact, the Bible tells us in James, and that's why they liken Proverbs and James to one another, not to boast ourselves of tomorrow, but say, if God wills. Too often, and I believe in this passage, it's talking about the self-willed person. And it's our self-will and not God's will. It's our tradition and not biblical doctrine. It's our thinking and not sound Bible doctrine with what we base our decisions on. Too often we allow our emotions, our attitudes, and our actions to determine our spiritual life, when right here it's telling us it's supposed to be the other way around. Our spiritual life determines our attitudes, our affections, and our actions. And here in Proverbs, we get a lot of sound wisdom on what to do, how to do it, what not to do, how not to do it. But too often we skip the instructions and try putting it together the way we see, and we come out with a mess. I've done that many times on the girls' toys on Christmas Eve. Is just, oh, this looks simple to put together, and I put it together and there's extra pieces at the end, and I've got to go back through the instructions, take it apart, and put it together right. God doesn't want you to do that with your life. When he talks about the simple person in Proverbs, he's talking about a person whose life is uncomplicated. Satan wants to complicate your life real quickly. That's why these verses talk about envy. They talk about anger. They talk about people wanting to be somewhere else, somebody else, and something else. Boy, be glad that you're alive. Get up each day and say, this is the day the Lord hath made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. Wherever you find yourself, if you find yourself in the beginning of life, young people, the middle of life, or at the end of life, wherever you are, live life to its fullest and live it for that day. Make sure you don't allow people that make this list in the first 6 verses of Proverbs chapter 27 to have any influence in your life whatsoever. It just talks about an angry person twice. It talks about lazy people. It talks about envious people. It talks about boasting people. Those are not attributes that a Christian wants to have in their life. Want to be like God described Moses as a humble man, meek above all the men on the earth. Abraham was a humble man who walked with God. David walked with God. Now, were they perfect? No, they weren't perfect. But when they did make a mistake, they got it right quickly and got right back in serving the Lord in any way that they possibly could. I want to encourage you this morning. Go through Proverbs and make a list of characteristics that are godly and a list of characteristics that are ungodly. Then make a list of all the people that influence your life, including the television you watch, the Facebook you follow, the Instagram, the iPod that you listen to, and see which column most of those individuals fall in. Let's make sure that we line up with good and godly people. God bless you and have a wonderful day.